Hello, everybody. Just trying to make another contact with you, my fans out there. And I just wanted you to notice that my wife is also on my channel. And of course, she has her own channel. But she's on her way now to Detroit to look for work. You know, she took care of me last January when I was in the hospital, coming down to see me almost every day. And meanwhile, also moving over here to these apartments. We own a house in Jacksonville, but she wanted to live out this way, so we wouldn't have to drive so far to go to work, an hour each way from our house. And so I let her, because I remember a time in my life when I had to drive all the way to Chicago to work. My company left and went down south to live in Tennessee. You might have used our product, Amplical Tools, if you ever got a brake job, alignment, or wheel balancing, or just some maintenance on your car. I had that job quite a while, and then I do still receive a pension from that company to today. It's been 24 years later. Anyway, I feel sorry for my wife having to take care of me, and the mood those people put me in and caused many arguments between my wife and I. And I still hate that hospital just for that fact. Anyway, I came home because I was complaining all day long about that thing they attached to my number one thing to go to the washroom with that bag. It caused me pain all day long, and I suffered. And I don't know why St. Vincent's Hospital feels it necessary to put such thing on men. I never had anything like that done in my life. In the 7 or 8 other hospitals I visited before them, and they never did anything as bad as that. There was no need to. Why does the government allow such people like St. Vincent's to get by with murder, like they do? And I can't say I can't call up a lawyer. How would I ever prove stuff like that, and then putting those things on my hands, those gloves, so I can't touch nothing? Why did the government allow that stuff to go on? I thought this was a free country. Anyway, I still needed lots of care when I got back home from the hospital. It's around January 17th. They were going to put me in that rehab place, but they found out they got all the money they could out of my insurance company. They wouldn't be paid. So they sent me home. Thank God. What a place. Anyway, she took care of me for 3 days, and my wife, she just can't get to sleep at night sometimes, and she stays up really late and sleeps really late in the morning. And she told to work, and by the way, we were living right next to the school. She could practically walk over there if she had to. She wouldn't even need a car. And she told them, this 3 days after I got home, that she was going to come down there and start working again. And she's just a substitute teacher. I don't know why she never did it full time. She only has enough brains to be a teacher. She has a regular college degree, then she went over and got her master's, and she almost got her doctor's degree, which is another, for all you people that don't know, that's another 3 years of studying at home on a little bitty computer, doing all her homework. Well, the government ran out of money to give her, and she did not complete this just very shortly, just last year. Matter of fact, I was glad the government wouldn't give her any money at that time, so she can help me out, get my money back from YouTube, and fix that whatever the damage that scammer did to me. And she did. She helped out, and she got all the money that YouTube owed me, and a silver button award. Anyway, I was glad the government took that money away from me. Then she could finally help me, because I wasn't smart enough. PewDiePie wasn't smart enough. All your fans couldn't give me the right suggestions to get my money back and stuff, and get even with that scammer and all the damage he caused. Anyway, I'm so glad that she was able to do that, and nobody else could. None of my family could help me, anybody. I couldn't even hire a lawyer. And all the time, I don't know where you live, but over here in Jacksonville, there's about 10 different lawyer groups in this city that advertise all the time. I don't know how they get so much money today, the TVs, people that, but they advertise all the time about, you call them every, and I was just thought it was so strange. Anyway, I'm glad my wife could help me. And I want to point out that she yesterday put another thing on my channel, which I let her, of course, to pay her back for all the help that she has given me, and for the nice woman she's been since I married her for 11 years ago. Anyway, I wish this, when she called back 3 days ago, after I got home from the hospital, she was going to come down there at 7 in the morning and start working again. But she never did. As you can imagine, she slept the whole morning afterwards and completely forgot about it till noon that day. And by that time, the people in the scoop system around here were so mad at her, they fired her. And she has been unable to get a job around here or even back around where we used to live, anywhere in Jacksonville City. But maybe she can get a job in St. Augustine, which is only about an hour's drive from here, and it's right on the ocean. Heaven forbid if ever got a hurricane coming through here and she was living there. We live about 30 miles right now, west of the ocean. That's away from it. Because you went east, you go out further in the ocean, of course. Hurricanes around here, at least we only damage we ever got from the 4 years we've been here was electrical outages. But I just wish you would watch her video, and it's not even asking for 1 penny for herself, or me, or our grandchildren that we adopted, her grandchildren, to help give them a life, since her mom has a lot of trouble making money too. She's just a waitress in a restaurant. Anyway, well, none of this money is for us people. You know what she's doing this for? To get money for her people that live on the street in Manila, the Philippines. These poor kids and families don't even have a washroom they can use by themselves. They have no money for food. They have no money for clothes. And all the stuff that we take for granted. They don't even have clean air to breathe is the worst thing. I can't go back there. The second day I was there, I had to go to the hospital for 6 hours. Because even back then, I had trouble breathing. And especially in a country with the filthy air they got there. Why don't they spend a little bit more money on getting their engines clean, get those engines to quit filling the air with all that dirt and pollution. They got money for that boxing champion of theirs to show him around the world, that famous boxer. I don't know, but those poor people really can use our help. I just hope that you can possibly find it in your heart to send as little bit as $1 to them, because they need money. You would be really sorry for them if you went over there and breathed the air, except anywhere, except if you're right on the beach, or the ocean around those islands in the Philippines. You're not going to get any clean air at all, people. Please watch her channel, and I was watching it today, as sometimes keeping up with what she's doing, especially when she puts it on my channel also. I watch it, and she's saying some really beautiful music. And I got so inspired by one of her songs, I'm gonna do one of her songs. Not to try to beat her, just because I love the one song she sang, How Do I Believe, something like that. I'll find the name of it, and you'll know what it is when I do it for you. But I'm not doing it just to show you I'm a better singer than her. I'm doing it because I love to sing, and I love beautiful music. I don't like all kinds of music. We're all different. We're all made different. That song you asked me to do about today, requests of yours, whoever made that video, karaoke video, I don't even know if you know anything about karaoke videos, but there's a good way to make them, there's a bad way to make them. Some people, artists don't even want their song on a karaoke list on the internet. They don't want any competition, like Major Lance back in the 60s. Now, I know only you people my age probably know who the hell is he talking about. But Major Lance, he sang about 4 or 5 hits, rock and roll music, and never put any of them on a karaoke list or in a karaoke bar. Some singers are really don't want anybody for competition or whatever reason they do it for. And he's dead for a long time, and his family followed the same tradition. You still won't find any of his music. If you want to do any of his music like I do, you have to sing over his voice. There is no copy or sing, no karaoke on him at all. Not only any lists for his singing on the internet, but not just for him and his family. He won't allow any of his music to be reproduced. And today, of course, as you can see, I sang a beautiful song today, and it got copyrighted. There will be no ads on there. If you do see some, it won't give me one split cent, 1 penny, nothing. It'll all go through that group. But that's the way there's nothing you can do about it. It's the law. They're behaving the law, and I'm out of the law. But even the ones they do give me, I have to split 50-50 with them. They get half, and I get half. And it's like my wife told you, ever watch her channel ever? I just get paid a few cents. I would be a pauper, worse than those Filipinos, if I had to do this for money. I just do it because I enjoy singing. And I want to work the world a happier place. It makes me so sad to watch the news on TV and see other people getting shot with a rifle, a machine gun, whatever. Why do people are so mean today and kill other people like that? And it's getting worse, people. I just hope my singing can somehow bring some more happiness in the world, and this killing, unnecessary killing, will stop. Anyway, I was really watching her channel, G, F, me, whatever that means. It means GoFundMe. It's not for her. It's not for my wife. It's not for me or my family or anybody I know. It's for these poor people that live over in Manila. Well, other parts of the Philippines too. That dirty air spreads all over the place. The only place you're free from it is right by the ocean with a breeze blowing in your face. So, if you possibly can, please watch your channel today. I'm not asking you to do this all the time. This once in a very great while. And Helen, she spends hardly any money on herself. She doesn't go to a hair salon place. She doesn't go to clothing store all the time and buying all kinds of clothes and shoes that she really doesn't need. She very well ever spends money on herself. The only bad habit she has in spending is traveling. The woman loves to travel. I don't. Before I met her, I never went anywhere. She took me over to her country, and we also went to my dad's side grandparents over in their country, over in Italy. Of course, my mother's side is from Poland, and they both have some relationships with countries of France, both my mom and dad. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I already wasted 16 minutes on just talking to you. But look forward to my next song. I know I sang 3 or 4 songs today already, but I'm probably starting to bore you. But don't forget, I'm lonely. I have nothing to do. All my friends have passed away. They're 6 feet under. Wait till you get to my time of life. Maybe you won't outlive your friends. Maybe they'll outlive you and you'll already be dead. And you won't even have to notice what loneliness I suffer in my golden years. Besides having to deal with my cigarette smoking habit and getting emphysema, COPD, whatever you want to call it, suffering just to go to the grocery store, pick up the groceries, and make it back home without losing my breath. You know how terrible it is living like that? If you're smoking, stop now. If you're going to work in a machine shop, get another job. My brother started me smoking when I was 12 years old. I've been smoking for over 60 years before I had to quit. A lot of people who haven't made it as far as I have. None of my friends have. They're God people. They're 6 feet under, or in somebody's urn full of ashes. Of course, one got a heart attack too, but they said smoking doesn't help that much either. I had a heart attack back when it was 2004, a quadruple bypass. Boy, did they charge the hell out of my insurance company. I read a place where they only charged for $50,000, $60,000. Over there in Illinois, my insurance had to pay over $100,000 for my operation. And they still want another $2,000 for me. They didn't get enough. That's nothing to laugh about. I'm just how crazy this world is. And those other people in other countries think, oh, we got it made here in the United States. I made really good money in the machine shop, and I'm barely making it pay for my prescriptions. If I go to the hospital, it goes on to your whole year basis. Of course, and next year you get to start all over again from zero. But right now, I am paying the people that make my medicine for me. They make that insulin especially, or the breather. Well, I got it right here. I'm not lying to you. This thing. This is an inhaler. You twist it like this and check it. And then you open it up like this. And you breathe in this thing, not in, out, into your mouth, while you're holding this little button here on the side. And hold it breath for about 15 seconds and do it again. This thing is expensive, people, just so you can breathe. And it doesn't help out. I can't go compete in the Olympics by breathing this thing. This is just so I can barely make it through the day and stay alive. It's no fun. If you're smoking or working in a machine shop, get off that, get in a different job. Don't do anything. My brother never had to go to work in a machine shop. And he never had to go to the hospital for pneumonia. You gotta put two and two together, people. It's not all the cigarettes. That dirty air in the machine shop didn't help. They didn't even put machine scrubbers to clean the air in the factory until the middle 90s. And I only worked 10 years after that. And still they were doing something. That cast iron, people, when you machine out of cast iron, it gets in the air. Sometimes you go home with black dirt powder all around your nose. That's no good for your lungs either. Neither are the cigarettes and the cigars and the pipes and the chewing tobacco and all that other junk. I'm not saying if you're not working in a machine shop or some other place where you have to breathe dirty air all day long, that's not a reason to smoke. A lot of people get something wrong with them, a lot worse than I did. I was lucky. I'm lucky to be here talking to you and singing it for you. I'm really lucky for that. And another thing about the United States, such a great country to live in, these two things. Can you see it? Do you know what that is? What is the strange thing I'm holding you, showing for you? This becomes very expensive. It's called insulin. It's for diabetic people like me. And believe me, this disease is increasing in the United States and around the world. We don't eat like we're supposed to anymore. You like desserts, ice cream, sweet rolls, chocolate eclairs, cheesecake. Get ready for this thing to take every last penny you got out of your wallet. This goes from $40 to over $100 just for one. When you have exceed a $3,800 expenditure for the year. When you start crossing the insurance company more than $3,800 in benefits, they're going to get even with you. And this is how they do it. This is going to cost you an arm and a leg. This is the mild insulin. It's called Levemir. I know you can't read that. And this is the dangerous insulin. This is fast-acting insulin. This costs just as much money as this one. But you only use half of it. And you gotta be careful how much stuff you put in here. This can drop you dead. It's called Novolog. It costs the same as that, but you only have to use maybe about half of this. And you better pick your fingers with a needle and check your blood sugar. If you put too much of this in, you're a goner. This will kill you. It'll give you low blood sugar. I had to live like this since 2004. When I got done with my operation heart, they sent me straight over to the other doctor in the hospital, and he says, "You are diabetic. You have to start treating yourself every day. We have to teach you how to do it." Anyway, at least I'm still alive. 75, be 76 later on this year. Well, anyway, a lot of people have it pretty bad, and they can't even get a job anymore just because they failed to show up because they overslept, like my wife. And she started to get her own little show to making a few extra bucks, maybe a month. Not very much at all. There's very few people that make big money on the internet. I know PewDiePie does, and this guy that helped me out lately, just one helped me do those 2 songs that I put on. And I like to thank him personally that he helped me very much in increasing my subscriptions, my subscribers. Very big, much more than I've ever seen in my whole life. Wasn't for PewDiePie and his new guy, one to help me make that music with those last 2 songs that are going up like crazy. I'd like to thank you very much for helping me out. And if you can just spare a little bit of money, just $1 even, send it over to my wife and a GoFundMe, and help out those poor people in the Philippines, and especially Manila, that big city they got over there. Help them get off the street. At least we got money here in the United States to help out most of our citizens, and we even do it for the illegal people that don't even pay any taxes. Why should they get Social Security? I had to bust my whole life working hard in the machine shop, making parts for you guys that you didn't even know about me. At least at this my singing, you know about me. But you never thank me one tiny bit for being a machinist and giving you parts for everything that you use in today's world that's made out of metal. Anyway, I know I got a paycheck for you, and I don't praise you for what you do for me when you go out to work for 8 hours a day either. But at least that's why I got a little thanks for something I'm doing for the people out there. I would like to change the whole world attitude. I would like to be able to stop people from going out and shooting their fellow brother. They didn't make them guns so you can get somebody to die along with you, so you don't have to die alone that day. Or sooner or later, if you don't even shoot yourself after you're done doing that crazy stuff they do and killing other people's children and other people just going out and trying to have a good time. If you can't find anything better to do and kill a bunch of people and then go ahead and shoot yourself. If you don't shoot yourself, we're going to get you. The cops are going to get you, and they're going to shoot you. It's too bad we don't have enough money to treat all these mentally ill people in this country. And many of you wish you could do the same thing I do when you get retirement age. The way the world's going, people, it may not happen. We might all destroy ourselves with our own nuclear weapons. And then where are you going to be then? Maybe other civilizations got as far as we did, and out there in the gigantic universe that we live in. Maybe that's why it's so hard to get aliens to come and visit us, because they're not around anymore. They killed themselves. They got the knowledge of the nuclear bomb and wasted themselves. What a way to end civilization. Anyway, well, I took enough of your time, and I'm sorry some parts of my speech today are not making you one bit happier and more gloomier. But just think about what I said. And a lot of other people in this world today, even though we haven't destroyed ourselves with more nuclear bombs, dropping them on cities, there's still a lot of people out there suffering that don't even have a clean place to go to the washroom, don't have a clean place to eat any food if they can find any on a table or anything. They're living on a gosh damn street. The only thing is, at least they're not freezing, because the Philippines is only 300 miles from the equator. That means it's hotter there than Florida. It's hotter even than our most southern city, Miami. And it gets pretty hot here in Jacksonville in June, July, some parts of August. And we have to suffer a little bit. But ever since the invention of electricity and air conditioning, it's not so bad. You just sweat a little bit, walk in the parking lot to get to the grocery store, outside walking. And that's the end of it. As long as your air conditioner is running good, but like it was where we moved to, I had to go back a few nights and sleep at the old apartment. At least it's only a block away. But that's a shame. We moved to a different apartment, and they promised you they'd have it fixed in 5 days before we moved there, and they didn't do it. I had to go sleep in the other house where there was air conditioning, because it was getting it'd be from the upper 80s inside here. My wife went out and got a bunch of fans, but it helped a little bit. We can practically survive a little bit during the daytime. I can't imagine what those people are like. They can't afford air conditioning at all. And of course, I lived up north for most of my life, 70 years, in Illinois and Wisconsin. And there's a lot of things I had to put up with that you people down here in these warmer climates never had to worry about. Driving in snow, turning too fast around a curb, on a corner, and sliding over into a curb on the side of the street, messing up your wheel alignment and all that junk. Driving in a whiteout to a snowstorm with the wind blowing sideways across the highway. You can't see anything for 25, 30 seconds sometimes. Driving blind. Or going over a patch of black ice, the ice that's not visible from the road. It looks like a clean pavement up ahead, and it's not. It's black ice, and it's very slippery and causes 60, 70, 80 car accidents on the highway, on the interstate. You never had to put up with that BS. Or driving up Wisconsin on a foggy day, people going 30, 40, 55 miles faster than they should down the interstate just to get there in time. Not worrying about one bit. They're never going to be able to stop in time in case they run into your back end of your car. That's a crazy people who live up in Wisconsin, people. Don't drive anywhere there when it's snowing outside. Stay home and stick around and live most of your life without being all scratched up in the hospital with somebody running into you at 70 miles an hour in the back end of your car because you were doing 25, 30, so you could see a little bit of what's ahead of you. Oh, well, I'm not going to complain about my friends. Most of them are dead anyway. Up north in Chicago and Milwaukee, they're all gone. But they still have the same kind of weather to drive to like I did since I was 18 all the way up to 70 years old. All right, I'll let you go now. I think I'm hitting around 35 minutes now. But and thanks very much for becoming a subscriber to me. I hope you all don't leave me like XXXTentacion, all you fans I had, and then I lost all of you backing you when you got mourning over his death as a young teenage boy. Well, he was only around 20, and I sang your requests for his songs. You made me popular, you signed up for me, and then you quit and left when you forgot about the XXXTentacion. And all those views you made on his song, Jocelyn, one of them. He had a lot of views on that song. All right, people, I'll let you go and keep listening, and I hope You won't get too, if you get too unhappy, making too many songs for you to listen to, just shut off your notifications. I have nothing better to do now. I can't play golf anymore. I can't read it. I can't even go to the driving range. I never liked to read that much, and TV is just getting more boring and everything else to me. YouTube, their stories are so unbelievable, I just quit watching them. Half the time, my Voodoo station for free movies doesn't work. I'm getting tired of calling the AT&T people. All this new technology you got nowadays. You can even buy videos on TV. You don't have to buy a player anymore to play your DVDs and go out and buy DVD. You can do it right on Voodoo if you ever keep it working good enough. Oh well, I know you can't getting bored with me, so you can go and hang up and find something else to do. And meanwhile, until next time, it's Johnny D, and keep listening. Thank you very much. Bye now.